I know this is your first feature film behind the camera, but you have directed other stuff, haven't you? You've done a documentary, and you've done short film, you've done music video as well. So how did all that feed into this?
Oh, you know your research. Oh my goodness.
I know my stuff.
High five on that one. How did that feed into the previous stuff? I just like making films, and then with this, it was just there was a chance to make this because I had some great actors and I had a little story, and that's kind of where it came from. And I wanted to experiment with the idea of with certain acting aspects and also certain kind of story aspects and pace. I tried to do all the pacing in camera, so there's only some editing at the top and the tail of the film. The rest of it is all shot sequentially from start to finish, and there's pretty much no editing in it. And we're trying to do that from just an acting and a story point of view, and that was what excited me about it, seeing how that would work.
So your first major film role was in a film called Studs in 2006, and that was with Emmett, who's in this film. What was it like directing him in this then?
Well, I directed him in Christian Blake as well, and he was a pain. He was a pain in the arse in that. He wouldn't listen to me, but now he listens to me. I think every time me and Emmett, I direct him, we have one little row, and we probably almost punch each other, and then it's fine. And then that's how it is. But I think because Emmett does, because we're mates and we act together, then I've got to tell him what to do, and I don't think Emmett likes that. But he listens to me bizarrely.
Did you prefer kind of being the cinematographer on Charlie Casanova then to having to direct him?
Do you know what? He wrecked my head on Charlie Casanova because he never knew his lines. He's got so much dialogue, and I was giving out to him, and then he kind of go, "But dude, you're an actor, give me a break." And I go, "No, just learn your fucking lines." But no, it's kind of it's actually fun because then when you do, because we've been cast about 7 times with each other, like in Savage and a few other things, and so then when you just end up working together as actors, it's very freeing because you just explore that and you don't have to worry about other things. And then because you understand each other as actors, I know how to direct him, and vice versa. He knows, we've done audition tapes together, he'd know how to direct me because you understand each other.
Are you saying that you did this film sequentially, that you went chronologically? Is that how you think you approach future films as well, or was it very specific to the inside?
No, I'd like to make films that way. I think it's important. I think I just know it's something that I like to do as an actor, because then you get to really explore at the end of a scene. You can then move on to the next point, and you know how you've ended that point. Otherwise, sometimes you can do something you think's great, and then you have to kind of change. You're going to do another thing to fit what you did previously, and then make the things match. And I think you obviously can't do that in most things, but I think with this, if you can, I think doing it sequentially allowed people to be free and then see where their characters are going. It wouldn't have worked not doing it sequentially, because then you have to kind of go to them, okay, now you're really, really scared here and you're in the middle of a basement, and then come back and hang out with your mates, and the tone changes in your belly, so I don't think it works that way.
I mean, what's the appeal of horror for you? Because it is very intense, this movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. My granny doesn't like this film, and I don't think I'll show my little sister. Do you know, it's interesting because what I wanted to do with it was look at how man can attack another man, and kind of the worst possible thing that a man can do to another person, which is basically disempowering someone and murdering them and raping them and so forth. And that's pretty much, and then like watching someone's boyfriend get killed or something in front of you. That's the kind of height of what man can do to another man. And then I want to see that if that's the point that a creature would arise, like the negative energy then brings in as something that we actually impart. So the idea that supernatural creatures or some kind of entity is actually brought upon by our own negative kind of thoughts and negative energies, and then whether that had any kind of whether that would draw any distinction between a good person and a bad person, which of course it shouldn't, because it's like bringing in Satan because people have done some evil things. So I wanted to see the juxtaposition between that, the negative aspect of man with this creature.
I spoke to Kelly, and she was telling me that she didn't know what the creature was going to be like until the last minute. Yeah. How conscious a decision was that on your part as a director to keep it away from the actors?
That was like what you're saying about keeping it sequential. So I wanted to just get real reactions. So everything was very real. So because I don't really like to do rehearsals for this kind of film. So when they first saw the creature, that was the first time she'd ever seen it. So I think that's the take we used as well, because she was genuinely really scared. And the thing about Kelly being scared is it makes you feel scared because she's genuinely scared, and it makes you feel a bit edgy. And then you kind of go, oh, have I upset you too much? And I did get worried sometimes, because there's an awful lot of this where there's a lot of heightened emotions, and people do go into dark places. The male actors did, and the girl actors are in very dark places from how they're threatened. And I did worry a little bit, because you are pushing people to the edges of the inside of their psyche to a certain point. So,
how do you make those sort of decisions? Like, have I gone too far? Is it not far enough? It's just the right place.
I just ignore them and just hope it's all fine. Like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, And just fingers crossed that no one dies. Yeah.
And so what's next for you now?
I'm making a drama, actually, a kind of Paris Texian type film, which I'm finishing in October, with Rebecca Knight and Tom Hopper. And then I'm going to be making another kind of I work with the producer of The Inside. We're making a very heavy psychological illness film, looking at celebrity and looking at it's a very heavy film, but it's looking at the degradation of someone as they begin to become famous, how that affects their psyche and how they become dependent on that. So that's next.
Talking about fame there, I mean, obviously you're known for lots of things, but one of the things you're really well known for is the TV series Merlin, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, how did that affect you?
I don't really think I'm I think maybe like Colin Farrell's famous. I think just a few people know who I am, but everyone's really sweet and everyone's like, and it's nice when people actually like something you do, and it's nice that people kind of like with Merlin, people genuinely adore the show and adore the stories of it, and that's really important, and that's nice when you can actually do something and it makes people happy, and it's that's the whole point of doing it, that people like what you do and you kind of go, yeah. Merlin's been going on for the last 8 months. I'm knackered. Yeah.
What have you been doing in that time?
Riding horses, having sword fights, getting lost in forests, getting really drunk. Well, in character, not both.
And have you been enjoying it as much as you enjoyed all the other series?
Yeah, because have you watched it? It's good fun. Have you? Yeah, everyone's really fucking cool. It's all very chilled, and they're all really nice people to work in. Bradley and Colin and Tom, and it's a really nice group of people, and it's the way it should be. It's fun.